welcome to All About the Money, your one-stop shop which tells you all about your investment needs from the stock markets, real estate, personal finance. You'll find it all, and also about how to spend your money right as we pick out the latest trends, and also tell you about how to set up new business ideas. You'll find it all in the next 30 minutes. So let me tell you about what we've lined up for you this week.
Addiction can be that I may be addicted to having some coffee, tea every day and spending a lot of money on this. This addiction, of course, is expenditure. Had I not incurred that expenditure, I could have invested somewhere. How much amount it would have been with you available, probably no one notices.
So why are we getting addicted to such things? I tried getting some answers from a clinical psychologist.
At a subconscious level, there is also a feeling of plenty that people start getting into themselves, and for that it gives them a kind of a power that since they have this much in abundance, they are the ones that who are more happy and more content with life.
So the point that we are making is that you may have more money than you think, but just that you're spending too much on small things, like the cigarette packets you have every day. So how can you avoid these spendings that create a havoc on your monthly finances?
Just start noting down how much expenditure you are incurring on this per day. And then only you will realize that how much money you have spent. Had you not spent, what would have been the gain with you?
So keep track of all those expenses you made every day. And if that exceeds more than 10% of your salary, then my friend, you might have a problem. So just keep these tips in mind and you might be financially fit and drink your coffee too. In New Delhi, Vartika Kanojia.
So one must save some money in the banks to meet this eventuality. And this can be saving account or fixed deposit account. There can be a situation one person may not be there. Then I say that certain investment you should make over a periodic in the shares also, which you can encash at any point of time, which is easily available.
Well, now that you know how to raise funds during an emergency, keep in mind these points to zero down on the most likely option. Your choice of funds will depend upon the rate of interest charged on different instruments. Another factor to keep in mind is the turnaround time for getting the loan depending upon the urgency of the emergency. Also, the amount and duration of the loan will be crucial in deciding upon the most likely alternative. But in this tussle of deciding upon an emergency fund that is the safest and the easiest bet, the clear winner is
the best source will be to get an overdraft against that fixed deposit, which is very easily and quickly available. It is the safest investment because whatever the amount you have invested is assured. There is no hiccups of going up and down. Reasonable rate of interest comes, and when you want funds, easily available and at a cheapest rate. And that too only for the period for which you have utilized it.
Remember, while planning your investments, keep in mind emergencies so that you have easily available liquid cash when the need arises. And hopefully with these tips, you won't be bankrupt for choices. In New Delhi, Varun Kumar.
Coming up next on All About the Money, by reading the fine print, especially on your bank statement, is very important. The concept of hidden charges. Stay with us. Thank you. Let me give you your receipt. Don't go away without that. Here you go. Thanks. Now that young man walked away without even checking how much it is that he was being charged for and whether or not I gave him the right amount. In fact, you should always take a close look at every receipt that you get, whether it's from the cashier or from your bank statement. That's where the concept of hidden charges comes up, whether it's on your fixed deposit or on your credit card or debit card. Sonal Joshi this week takes you through the whole story behind hidden charges.
Read your bank statement carefully and you might find few surprises. That was the case with 49-year-old Anuradha Malhotra, who was caught off guard with a 4,450 rupees withdrawal from her account. She dialed the bank only to be told that it was an additional charge on a recent loan taken by her.
Last year I took a loan, and that was a housing loan I took. And this month I was surprised that above the EMI they deducted some 4,450 rupees. I was so surprised. This is well above the EMI, and what is it about? So I called up the bank and they said that this is some insurance premium that they are charging me, which they made me sign at the time of sanctioning the loan. Now this bank should have at least informed me at that time what they are going to deduct from every month. This is ridiculous. I'm very, very upset with them.
There are no free lunches, especially when it comes to the services from banks. Till 1999, the Indian Banks Association used to fix charges. But since then, banks are free to levy their own charges, throwing up hidden costs which you may not be aware of. Like most banks waive debit card charges only for the first year. Thereafter, they can charge anywhere between 100 to 500 rupees. Also, if you don't collect your debit card within 15 days of it being processed, you may end up paying up to rupees 100 as penalty. Then there are some banks who charge you separately for documentation and stamp cost against loans. Except for online transfers, you have to pay a charge for money transferred from an outstation account to your own account. In case of a check bounce, there is a penalty to be paid. And last but definitely not the least, you may also have to pay for the SMS alerts from your bank.
Now, all that glitters needn't necessarily be diamonds, especially in this case. For instance, this beautiful necklace here is made of cubic zircon. Now, there is a new stone on the block. It goes by the name of moissanite. It looks exactly like a diamond, so much so that even experts are fooled by it. Reena Bhardwaj gets us the latest on this new trend.
Yes, we all know diamonds are forever, but sometimes this best friend can give you an anxiety attack. What if your solitaire slipped in the sink, or for that matter in a crowded bazaar? Well, then say hello to the new kid off the diamond block called moissanite. Once a naturally occurring gemstone and now lab cultured. This rock star is giving the good old diamond a run for both quality and money.
Moissanite was discovered in Arizona in United States, and it was very small, the quantities, so a lab, after a couple of years of research, called Charles and Colvard, started making this in a lab, and the chemical name of moissanite is silicon carbide.
Moissanite is not a diamond brand, neither it's a diamond substitute, but it is 10 times brilliant, 10 times clearer, and yes, 10 times cheaper than a diamond. Say if you were to buy this rose-cut diamond ring, it would cost you somewhere around 2 lakh rupees. But for the same cut in moissanite, all you need to shell out is 20,000 rupees. This bank-friendly stone also happens to pass the test of an authentic diamond tester.
We are yet to find a consumer who would say that I'm wearing a moissanite. You know, everybody flaunts it as diamond, and so many customers that come here, they don't reveal their identity, because obviously people would think that they're not wearing the real thing.
And moissanite isn't a less stylish alternative. Even Hollywood seems smitten. From Beyonce, Brooke Shields to ex-royal Fergie, everyone loves it. You too can own one, courtesy Sparkling Hues, a tiny store in Delhi's South Extension Market, or simply log on to www.moissanite.in. So go ahead, what you waiting for?
Well, that's it on All About the Money this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, any feedback or suggestions, do drop us a line at ibnlive.com. We'll be back with more ideas for you next week, especially on the upcoming travel season. Have a great weekend ahead. It's a goodbye from the entire team.
This is Network 18 and you're watching CNN IBN.